Yeah, hey, here you go. Just a little bit of update on the ozone therapy. First off, I've tried a lot of things throughout my life. I mean, this whole wellness aspect and everything is not a new thing in my life. And I mean, this is a top shelf thing, the ozone therapy. I'll tell you one thing in my opinion right now. It's pretty obvious why it's illegal in the U.S. And again, a lot of people asking me what kind of ozone therapy I'm doing. Made this connection of just hunting around because I was interested in going into Mexico to get proper dental work done and whatever. And I wound up coming across this. And basically what I'm getting done is ozone therapy intravenously. I was sort of thinking in my mind, I thought you weren't supposed to get air into the bloodstream. Well, that's true with air, but oxygen's a whole different story because blood is made to bind with or it's just, that's what it does, is it binds with oxygen. That's its purpose, is to deliver oxygen into the body. So, and don't ask me why. I know ozone is O3, but what I'm getting is O8. And the way that it's created is they use a medical grade oxygen with a device that's an ozone machine. And it passes through a thing where it's zapped with 300 volts of electricity and it's changed into O8. Okay, so from there, it's basically, there's a glass on glass syringe. It's about that big around and about that long, 8 to 10 inches long. And it's glass on glass because ozone basically breaks down plastic. So, immediately, apparently. So some of this is new. I've had 7 sessions so far on Monday night. I'm going to be heading back to Mexico and I'm going to get 2 more back-to-back sessions. It's amazing. It's amazing what it does. So let me just digress a little bit. I'll tell you with what I know, with what I feel. I feel it in such an amazing, intense way. And I personally, it's obvious to me why it's illegal, because if getting ozone therapy was a normal thing in a modern world, and everybody basically started out like babies once a year throughout their life, like that was just a normal part of modern living, I'm telling you right now, medical treatment, all of this fucking bullshit that they do would not exist. And that being said, thank God, at least, I hear things about the Arab Spring and all this and these countries where they're trying to outlaw music and people can't even think for themselves. At least I live in a place where I can actually say this without being censored. It's bad enough that it's not allowed, that true health and true health protocols are not allowed. So all I'm trying to say is that in my opinion, if it was a normal part of modern living to get ozone therapy once a year, there would be no disease. There would be no vaccinations. There would be nothing. And I'm telling you, the major thing I felt on a lot of these protocols, when you first do them, you get a big boost. Like the first day I did reishi in therapeutic dosage. Boom! Just like that day, I was just like, whoa, this is amazing. But then it tails off. This ozone just goes on and on and on. And all I can compare it to is just being 14 again. What I feel afterwards, the sense of exhilaration, just really cleaning my act up with a lot of the... Well, I'm going to give you an example of one thing. It's just like I'm very busy with my music all the time, and I just recently collaborated with somebody that I put a lot of... This is an old friend who I worked with before, and to me is like very dogmatic with music. And the thinking is basically the name of my project or my band or whatever. The name that I personally operate under is Second Culture. And of course, that's all about futuristic thinking. And so for me, I'd worked with this person 20 years ago. And let me just say, I honestly, just after investing a lot of time in this person, to have them come into my home in this studio, share my space with them, which was a big, I mean, because I'm a monk the way I live, basically. And it was a fucking complete disaster, because this person's thinking is basically, not only is the way that they express themselves musically so 30 years ago, but everything that they're still influenced by is so 30 years ago. And it just sort of, the politics surrounding that kind of really, really pissed me off. And so, and this was back in November, and I had been internalizing this and overthinking it, and like, what am I going to do? Because it's just a friendship involved with it and everything. And so driving in for my ozone therapy last week, I was just running it through my brain. I was fucking pissed off, just, well, not angry, but just overthinking it, when I just, basically I knew what I was going to do. Got my ozone therapy, and basically, as soon as I finished it, I suddenly dawned on me, it's like, oh, my mind is clear. And I even tried to get myself overthinking again, which is very interesting about this 14-year-old thing, or just this childlike quality, because you think about how a child, they don't overthink. Like, they might have some kind of tragedy happen, some kind of discipline, or something bad happen, and it's a big thing when it happens, but then they leave it. It's gone. It's like never there again. So it's just like, wow, I totally, there's lots of things about me, just my energy, my will to do stuff has just gone on. It's amazing. I can't talk enough about it. So I'll tell you more about it. I'm going again, and I'll get a little more of an update. I just wanted to jump on this because Brent, Tsunami Machine, wanted me to give an update on it, or just to talk more about it, and I'm going to talk more yet about it, because I think it's the most amazing thing ever. It's just like, wow. So, next one I'll be talking about it too. So, I'll talk to you later. This is Keith on Sunday later on. Take it easy. Bye.